Hey, welcome to another episode of Courage, Wisdom, Power, the show where we treat video games like the game Sardines, aka hide and seek, but you can't breathe, and that one kid who forgot to shower and or put on deodorant beforehand is leaning as closely to you as humanly possible, while your church crush is hiding at the other side of the group that you almost chose as your spot. Maybe the Lord just wanted to humble you. This is a Christian gaming podcast where our mission statement is to have the courage to stand up for the faith, the wisdom to speak God's word, and the power to live for the Lord in everything you do. And just by listening, you are furthering the goal this show sets out to reach. Our theme this season, which I finally decided on if it's going to be keep it intentional or make it intentional, is make it intentional. And today we're discussing a fan and friend suggested topic, the fruit of the Spirit. But I'm going to be tackling this in a bit of a silly way, though, by putting the fruit of the Spirit in the context of online gaming. Bear with me as I tackle probably the goofiest episode idea I've ever thought of. But before we begin, let's play some catch-up. I'm still chugging through Echoes of the Eye, and to be honest, haven't gotten much further since last time. I've been very busy. But something new I did do in my free time is get back into reading. I read a very important book that I feel all believers should absolutely read at some point, and that's arguably the best and most underrated thing C.S. Lewis ever wrote. A Grief Observed. Let's dive in for a review. I feel like I am not academically or emotionally experienced enough to discuss A Grief Observed. It's a deep, personal essay of Lewis's long catalog of novels that are usually known for deep thought, but very academic and correct-sounding words. And before I discuss any further, this first part of the episode is usually the fun part. It's usually the fun part where we get all goofy and talk about a silly little topic like, oh, the game I'm playing right now, or like, oh, here's a movie review or something like that. But today, it's not that. Today we're discussing something serious at the first part. I should have planned otherwise, but we're already recording it, so. And I mean, you're gonna feel a lot better when this episode's finished, so. And you'll have a book recommendation, just saying. Anyways, where was I? A Grief Observed is such a personal journal and so revealing of how Lewis is still a person with emotion and feeling that he wrote it under a pen name to keep it disconnected from the rest of his work. The background of the novel is that Lewis married a woman named Joy Davidman. Before this, he thought for the longest time that all they were was friends. She was a newly converted Christian woman who had been married and divorced once before. One day, she was diagnosed with an incurable cancer, and when Lewis heard this, he realized how much he truly loved her after wondering why he cared so greatly about living in a world without her. He married her next to her hospital bed soon after hearing about her condition. The book itself is a collection of journal entries he wrote in the months of grieving after losing her. Hearing a man known for astuteness and law and correctness in his faith, doubting the same belief made this the most relatable piece of Christian literature I've ever read. As the pages turned, I read more and more of the shifting views on who the Lord is to him, from an astute lawmaker to a cruel being who just wants to watch men suffer, to a grace-giving being of love who shows the true beauty and meaning of suffering through the nature of grief itself. In my own life, I have had moments where cruel and painful things have happened, and all I can say is, why would the Lord let such a thing happen if he truly loved me and truly wanted the best for me? The answer is he showed his love through so much more than the things that have happened in my own life. I had to come to the conclusion that God did not make these things happen. These things happened because of the actions of the world and because sin had brought death and pain upon this world in the first place. The things God did were the aftermath, the cleanup, the cushioning of the blow. I've explained all of this before, way back in the first episode of the season. But God showed his love and grace by giving me so much in the aftermath, and that through death he made life. I cannot recommend this novel enough. It only takes about 2 hours to read the whole thing and it is worth it for every word. A Grief Observed is one of the best things I've ever read in my life. And I'm a big reader, or at least I was one. And I'm getting way back into it, like jumping headfirst straight back into reading. I'm loving it. And that was one of the things that was at the top of my to be read, was Grief Observed. So I said, it's nice and short, I'll just knock it out in like a day. I should have separated that across multiple days because it hit so hard. And I have not lost much in my life. So I'm very open about this. I lost my grandpa, but no matter how much I say it, I only saw him like once or twice a year. I wanted to be closer to him than I was, but he never had the time to visit us more, and I didn't have the time to see him more. And then I lost my dog over the summer, which one of my best friends since I was like 6. And that's as far as it's gone. There's also my great grandma. But that was another case where I only saw her like once a year. And so I did not know exactly if I would be able to relate to this novel in any way. But I did. And I related in ways that I didn't think I would. And like the things, the doubts that he has, the questions he has that he's very open about are things that like I've dealt with in my own heart, that like I was always scared to say anything about because I felt like it was just like it was just dangerous to say that kind of thing around other Christians. Like people would judge you for that. Like just like the idea of ever doubting the reality of God or God being so loving. Like that's something that like when someone brings up having those doubts, it's the kind of thing that kicks him out of the church, and it's the kind of thing that leads to deconstruction. It's the kind of thing that leads to deconstruction because they start saying those kinds of things and then people start judging them and they're like, why should I even be in the church if everyone's going to judge me like that? And knowing that one of the highest regarded apologists and theologians in Christianity had those doubts is moving. It is moving to me because it makes me realize I am not alone in this. I am not a bad believer because I've had those doubts. I am not I'm stronger in my faith than I ever realized by the fact that I'm able to work through those doubts and go through the other way without leaving behind what I believe. And that hit real hard when I realized that. And I can't recommend this book enough. Like it's not expensive anywhere. It's you can get it for pretty cheap off like thrift books and Amazon. And it's one of the most incredible things I've ever read, and I recommend every single one of you read it. Every single person listening to it must read it if you haven't already. Because it's one of the most incredible books in general, texts in general that I have ever read. And it completely is one of those things that like completely makes me rethink the Christian lifestyle. So I'm almost crying right now. And so I'm gonna stop this segment here. And we'll move on to the next one. Go read this book. All right, next up, your favorite segment, Songs from a Nightingale. Today's song is Grace Himself by Benjamin Torrens. It's a haunting indie melody that's a lot more about God than ourselves, which is kind of a dead art with praise music these days. Kind of funny how music made to praise God is rarely about him. Anyways, hope you enjoy it. I'll be back after this.
Where could I go from your love? There's nowhere on earth or above where you don't dwell in all your wonder. And where could I go from your love? There's nowhere on earth or above where you don't dwell.
And on to the main segment, the Fruit of the Spirit. Pretty popular verse to quote. I think most of us have sang the song in junior church, or at least have been taught to memorize it, but just in case, here's Galatians 5:22 through 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law. If you forgot from the intro what we're discussing, it's how we can use these in the context of gaming, specifically online, because I don't really think it qualifies to single-player games fully just yet. So let's get started with love. Showing love in an online game is difficult to say the least. Salty players galore, having that one player who's always going out on their own, and being constantly called slurs on slurs on slurs. How should we respond? Lovingly. While they may not act like it, all of those players are still God's creations and should be treated as such. Love in the biblical sense is constantly thinking about the welfare of others, so if you can, best way to show your love is by playing support every now and then. Even if you just want to play DPS, try support every once in a while to readjust your mindset on your team. I personally, when I played Overwatch all the time, I always played support because I knew, I'll be completely honest, a little bit was because the line for playing support was like really short because no one ever wanted to play it. But I learned a lot more about teamwork through that. And like Overwatch is a game about teamwork, and the fact that I just learned about teamwork through playing support should say something about that. But yeah, play support every now and then, whether it's like a competitive game or just an MMO. Play support. It'll make you completely rethink your view on like all online gaming, just thinking about the other players over yourself, and it'll better yourself when you're playing like DPS and tank, because then you're thinking of the welfare of your fellow players instead of yourself. Also, like, play tank more too, because like tanks are big shields, and that's thinking of the welfare of others, like being a big shield for everyone else, taking the bullets for everyone else. Next up, have joy, have fun. Don't take the game too seriously, because in the end, it's just a game and it's made for you to have fun in the first place. If you're not having fun, then why are you still playing cough cough Destiny 2 cough cough? Joy, have fun while you're playing games. Joy is not something that I see in online games that much, unless you're playing with that one bro who's like, every game is the best. Like, last time I had fun in an online game was playing Apex duos with, like, someone. I don't know. That was, like, my go-to game for a while when it came to playing online with friends. That was the last time that I was actually having fun online. And also Risk of Rain 2, which you can also play support in. Just bringing that back to there. But, yeah, having fun, like when you're playing something like Risk of Rain 2, yeah, you're trying to get to the goal of getting to the end of the game without dying, but it's so fun. Even if you die like halfway through, you probably had some of the best gaming moments and had so much fun while getting there and had so much joy as you went there. If you're not having fun, cough cough Destiny 2, why are you playing the game? Destiny 2 is just a job. Stop playing it, please. I know it's terrible for you. I know it's hard to break the addiction, but you gotta, come on. Next up, peace. Keep calm. No one stop. Rage is not the answer. It's tempting, but it can be avoided if you just think about how it's just a game made for you to enjoy. Rage monsters are a constant in all online gaming. Do not fall to being a rage monster. It's very tempting to, when you lose a match, especially if it's ranked, to grab that controller of yours. And you know, a controller-shaped hole in the TV would look pretty nice right now. Or in the wall. Or in that bookshelf over there. Or in insert piece of furniture that's nearby you that you can put a controller-shaped hole in if you throw your controller hard enough. Also, controllers are expensive. Why would you do that? That's just a waste of money. But yeah, keep calm. Realize it's just a game. If you are starting to get angry at the game, stop playing. Just stop playing. Back away. Play something else. That's what I do. When I get angry at a game, I back away. And then I go play something else. And then I come back to it a few days later, and I'm perfectly fine. Unless it's like Dark Souls or something, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyways, next up, patience. Sometimes actually a lot of the times, teammates are going to test your patience. They'll take a stupid long time on a meaningless side task that only benefits them, like a quest or a challenge or something. And what you have to do in that case... Sorry, I'm sitting down right now. I'm getting down on my floor. I've been standing up this whole time and I'm getting tired. Where was I? Patience. They're doing some side task that only benefits them, like a quest or a challenge. And what you have to do in that case is just be patient with them no matter what. They're having fun. Give them that time to do so. Your teammates are having fun. Don't be mad at them for having fun. Unless they're legitimately doing something super annoying that does not benefit anyone whatsoever. That is the only reason to call out your teammates for having fun. If it's like to the disgrace of themselves and everyone else. But if your teammates are off doing like a quest or something, or like doing a challenge for some extra points, let them do it. Just let them do it. It's fine. If you guys die, it's fine. Just have patience. They'll get back to the game. They'll get back to the game when they're done. And if they don't, they'll leave. Anyways, next up. Sorry, I held my mic a bit far away. Anyways, next up, kindness. Respond in kindness, no matter what. Saying GG even when you lose is a great start to this. Hyping up your team before each match, even when they aren't feeling it, then being there for them when they lose in the end. And when you win, hype up the other team and tell them how great they did. Be kind. Why is it so hard to be kind in an online game? I'm talking to you, League of Legends, Call of Duty, Overwatch, Valorant. Why can't you guys just be kind while you play? What is so hard? Like, just be nice to each other. That could solve, like, over half the problems that are started because of online gaming. Just be nice. Be nice to each other. It's not that hard. Come on, guys. It's not that hard. Next, goodness. This one is usually tied together with kindness by most people who study the fruits of the Spirit. So, read the above. Faithfulness. Keep your faith strong. You will be tempted to sinful tongue and actions when playing online, so staying faithful is difficult, but I know you can do it. Keep your Christian morals and never back down on your Father. Never back down. Never give up. Sorry, I had to do it. Faithfulness. This doesn't mean like faithfulness to your team, because that kind of ties back into like love and patience and all that. This is keeping your faith. Like, keep those Christian morals no matter what happens. Like, keep the fruit of the Spirit no matter what happens. Like, you're gonna want to break all of your morals while you're playing online games. You're gonna want to let your mouth loose. Let your mouth loose with evil tongues. Let your actions go rampant and mad. Don't lose the Christian morals while you're playing. Keep faithful. And if somebody, like, this never happens, but like if somebody asks you, hey, are you a Christian? Be like, yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm proud to be one. And then they'll make fun of you probably because, you know, it's online and everyone thinks that they're anonymous online. Little do they know, I just stole their IP address. But yeah, people are gonna be mean to you online for everything, even if you slip that, like, oh yeah, I went to church on Sunday or something. That was a bad slip to most people, but like to you, that's just another opportunity to share the gospel. So take all the opportunities you got and keep faithful while you're playing. Next, gentleness. Don't go so hard on new guys. If someone's only been playing for a bit, help them out. If someone on the other team is new, get down to their level a bit. Give them a few kills for free if it's a shooter. Be gentle. Be gentle with people who are new. Like I just said, if you got a new player on your team, help them out. Follow them around. Back them up. Probably play tank or support and back them up. If there's a new player on the other team, also, if you're seeing this many new players, I'm gonna be probably emailing whatever game that is. I'm probably gonna email their devs about balancing issues. That's probably not gonna do anything, but like that's a problem. But if there's a new person on the other team, give them a few kills. Give them a few points. Just give them a win. Give them a win. Don't like fully give up on them. Like don't fully like fall to them. But like, you know, just play a bit nicer. Be gentle. Last one we got, self-control. Control your tongue, control your anger, control all of that emotion, and just make the time you're spending online fun, joyful, and godly in every way you can. Keep self-control. This ties into most of the things that I've said. Keep control of your tongue, keep control of your anger, keep control of your emotions, and just have a good time. Be nice to everybody. All right. I'm asking a lot of you guys when I list these, which is a good thing. Having faith and being intentional does not mean just in certain places like at school or in church or at home. It means being intentional with everything you do, including online matches. They can be a hive for negativity and toxicity these days, and having even just one person spreading these good, godly messages and themes can make a much bigger change than we would ever expect. You do not know how big of a change you can make in people's lives by following the fruit of the Spirit while playing an online game. Because no one is nice online. So just having one person, just that one person in a match who has their mic on, who's just being nice to everyone and respectful, that can change the entire game. That can change many people's entire mindsets on the game. So be that example for people. Be that good example for people. Because you do not realize how big of an impact you can have on people just by following these, what was it, 12 fruits of the Spirit? You have no idea how much that can change someone, how much that can change someone's view on everything. So, thank you so much for listening. This is a new episode of Courage, Wisdom, Power. Expect a bonus episode later this week. Because, especially because Thanksgiving's coming up. So I'd say expect a bonus episode during Thanksgiving. Also, do you guys like the bonus episode idea? Like, I think it's fun. I think it's fun to just record things unhinged, like unshackled by the normal episode format. The Game Awards fun. Well, the Game Awards one is fun, so go back and listen to that if you want. What was I saying? Oh yeah. You'll probably get a bonus episode that's Thanksgiving themed because last year, in the last season, we did a Thanksgiving episode and it was what we were thankful for. And so I'm gonna do that again this year, and it's gonna be what I am thankful for in gaming this year, and probably a few things from my normal life that I'm thankful for. Probably things you've heard of, but I'm gonna say them again anyways because 'tis the season. So again, thank you so much for listening. This is Courage, Wisdom, Power. Go buy some merch. It's Game of the Year season. Go buy some Jeff Keighley fan club design merch. I'm probably gonna do that pretty soon. And just have a fun time. Keep gaming. Keep following the word. Keep being intentional. And I will see you in the next episode, which I forgot. I decide new episodes now. Like, I decide them like at the end of normal episodes. Let me go to my notes app and see if we got an idea for that. We're gonna talk about false information. Boom, false information. That's a really good episode topic. Let's do that next. So next week, next Monday, expect a episode. Expect a break next Monday because I'm gonna be with my family all week for Thanksgiving. But expect in next week an episode about false information and how to see correct stuff and bad stuff, because I have learned a lot about that. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.